But in 2013, I had been doing a series of videos on Dulce, New Mexico. I had been doing a series of videos on the Anunnaki, on the Hopi Indians. Tremendous amount of research went into maybe 20 or 30 videos there. Again, several on Dulce, several on Zachariah Sitchin, some of the Sumerian texts, and then getting into Hopi Indian legends. So I announced that I was going to go to Dulce, guys. I was going to go take a couple weeks off and go up there and just kind of camp on the mountains and see what I could see, take some pictures and movies and things like that. Well, the first thing that happened was there was friends of mine from that area, towns around Dulce, sent me warnings. And some of them were even in the comments on the YouTube videos at that time, saying, BP, be very careful. We grew up in this area. Very strange things happen at Dulce. You need to keep your eyes open. You don't know what you're getting into, things like that, right? And another thing that happened, and at the end of this experience, which I haven't gotten to the middle part about, but the end of it was, as I reported it to different UFO reporting agencies, UFON, Marzulli, other people that were writing books about this, I was ignored. And I think it was because I was so close to the truth, as we've seen before. But anyway, again, I've done these videos, getting ready, headed out to Arizona. Well, at that time, our son was, he had done 7 years in the Air Force. He, at that time, was at Luke Air Force Base in Phoenix. So we decided to go through Phoenix, go north, and then come back through Dulce, New Mexico, on the way back to Mississippi. The strangest thing happened. And I didn't get to video it, but hundreds of people, thousands of people saw what I saw. It was even reported on the CBS News the very next morning there in Phoenix. And at the end of this video, I'm going to play you that news report. But I saw it the night before the report came out. But let me say this. It was the second basic major sighting of the Phoenix Lights. Now, I go to Phoenix, and it was a sidetrack deal. In other words, I was going to go to Dulce first, and then we decided to go south, come through Phoenix, see our new grandson, about the Air Force Base, get to check all these things out. And our son had an apartment. If you come straight out of the south gate of Luke Air Force Base, I think you go into Goodyear, Arizona, guys. It's kind of the southeast or southwest corner of Phoenix, facing Mexico. To the right, we'll be looking towards California. And this is in the area, it's not very far, guys, from Phoenix International Speedway, the Gila River, all of those areas right there. So we were on that southwestern tip of the greater Phoenix area. Again, Goodyear, I can't remember the name of the road now, it's been a while. You come straight out of that gate of Air Force Base. Well, we got to the apartment just as it was about to get dark. We had been driving for almost 2,000 miles. Took a couple, 2.5 days. Pretty tired, wasn't even thinking about unloading any camera gear or anything like that. Just getting out, saying hello, coming inside, checking out our grandkid, and saying hello to everybody. Went outside on the balcony just to get some fresh air. Beautiful spring weather there. And 16 flying objects came over our head at about 100 feet. At that distance, they looked like they were about 100 feet wide, round, glowing orbs. Solid structure, not anything, it was solid. Let me just put it like that. And there were 16, they flew directly over, if you could have threw a rock fast enough to think about what was happening, you probably could have hit one. It came over my son's apartment there, we were on the balcony. We were looking south towards the Phoenix International Speedway, just over to the left. I think it was the Estrella Mountains, just to the south of us there. And so these 16 objects came right over our head, very low, very low. And guys, they were not in a formation, they were diving in and out between the spacecraft, the way a flock of birds or a school of fish will move in and out, almost as if they can sense the motion. It's all very fluid, very beautiful motion, and the movement of these 16 craft would have had to been either an internal gravity balance system or something that could withstand the G-force. But they were probably just, again, estimating maybe 100-foot wide, perfectly cylindrical. I say orange because it was getting dark, and that was the light below them, and it was the size of the objects. And what had happened, and I'm going to play the video at the end of this, just watch the rest of it. This actually came from CBS News in Phoenix the next morning. But it was the second reporting of the Phoenix Lights, and they came in over Phoenix, and it was showing 4 discs. Remember this, and you'll see it in the video. First, they were in a flying V, as if it was one of the flying V UFOs. And then they started to break that formation. And you see that in the video that was taken, again, in the reports from CBS News. But those 4 were the only ones visible over the main city. There were 12 that did not have their lights on at that time, that were the guard on both sides. And imagine, and I've said this before on radio shows and things, but imagine you're at a football game, college football game, and you see the band at halftime, guys are doing their formation there on the field and everything, and then when they get through, they kind of all run out one of the exits in the corner of the stadium. So what the news saw, and the people that were filming this in the greater Phoenix area with the lights, were the 4 objects. But as those 4 objects finished their show, they did like the marching band and dove out of the right corner of Phoenix, again southwest of the Estrella Mountains, Goodyear. There were 16 at that time, and they flew very low, not high like they were over the center of the city, but the other 12 objects illuminated and moved directly over our head. In this fish or bird formation, as if they were diving in and out. Now, another thing amazing about the story is at that time of night, if you've ever been there, there's between the smaller airports, the Air Force Base, Skyport, I think it is, and the other airports, there's about 10 airports in the greater Phoenix area. Now, the planes taking off from the Air Force Base were coming over from behind us because we were looking south towards New Mexico. But with all the different airports there was air traffic, guys, at different levels. It was beautiful, looking south at sunset over the Estrella Mountains, and airplanes coming in from every angle, from LA, from God knows where. And all of a sudden, these 16 highly bronze-polished, glowing objects ran perfectly round, dove in under all of this air traffic. And I'm standing here on the balcony, the sun's out there in the Air Force, at Luke Air Force Base, and said, what the hell is that? I'd never seen anything like it, neither had I. And until the next morning, when I immediately at daylight went to CBS News there in Phoenix and saw this report, then that kind of documented it for me. But I didn't need that documentation, guys. I don't need anyone to approve of what I'm telling you, because it happened to me. And if we ever meet one day, like I said earlier, you will know the truth. I won't have to speak it. Now, another reason I'm doing the video is after I got back and I put the video up, some people that I had met had said, BP, what you're describing is the Hopi flying shields from the ancient Hopi legends. And in their legend, they talked about benevolent beings and non-benevolent beings. But they said these flying shields that I saw, that they have seen for centuries, for thousands of years, and they've been seen all over the world, is that, again, benevolent beings. Now, here's the here's the place where we get stuck in the mud. Let me say it like this. So many people will come on, maybe you're about to do this in the comments, but listen to me before you do it. Many people say all of the UFOs, all of these other beings, all of these extraterrestrials, and I didn't say they were from another planet. I didn't say that. But they all say they're evil spirits. They're fallen angels. They're evil. They're demons. But you're looking at, again, Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 4. He's talking about this UFO coming down, taking him up. So what you're saying is that all of these flying objects are evil demons. Some of them don't belong to God's angels. Remember, there was a battle in heaven. Michael defeated Satan. So you can't say all of these beings are evil. You can't say that. Or go against this very verse. Let me read a little bit of it, and then I'm going to play the video from the day, the first day I was there at Phoenix. But Ezekiel 4 says, as I looked, behold, a stormy wind came out of the north, and a great cloud with brightness around it, and fire flashing forth continually, and in the midst of the fire, as it was gleaming, metal. Now, guys, you're going to have to read the rest of this. But
as it was gleaming metal, and from the midst of it came the likeness of 4 living creatures. He didn't say beings. He didn't say.
On this edition of Real Talk,
Some of y'all would say angels. He didn't say that, although that's pagan. So he said creatures. Creatures are in those ships. He didn't say people look like us. He didn't say the creators people. He said creatures. That's not going against what it's saying. It's agreeing to what it's saying. And this was their appearance. They had a human likeness. Okay. The creatures had a human likeness. They didn't look like humans. Usually when good guys are paid, they look like humans. They don't have a human likeness like a human, but not a human. Creatures that have a body like a human. So in other words, they were devils that have a body like a human. Did the devil have a body like a human? Come on now. But each had 4 faces. 4 faces? Come on now. That's a creature, a creation, a devil. And each of them had 4 wings, the fallen ones. Their legs were straight. How are they straight? You see what I'm saying? And the soles of their feet were like the soles of a calf foot. That's the devil. Come on, y'all. Knowing that these motherfuckers are rebels in the ship like the creator said there was, just telling you right here, a calf foot, a devil. The Baphomet, devils, they're telling you what's in them ships. They're not hiding that. People was trying to explain as a warning to what's in them ships. Don't get involved with them. And they sparkled like Russian bronze. Because they're what? Technology. They don't need technology. Under their wings, on their 4 sides, they had human heads. So they got heads like humans. But they're creatures. They're not angels, you'll call them. They're fallen ones, fallen angels. The word angel is actually taken anyway. But they're not good guys, they're bad guys that are creatures with human-like heads and human-like bodies, but they don't look like humans. And then some do because they shape-shift. Reptilian Draco race, Draco King, Lizard King, Snake King. Come on, y'all. And the 4 had their faces and their wings. Thus, their wings touch one another. Now he's describing their spaceships now, right? He's describing their spaceships now. See, you have to understand the context of the sentence. So he's explaining their spaceships. Each one of them went straight forth. These spaceships, they combine, they touch each other, they separate, hundreds of thousands forward without turning as they went. And the space is a circle, so they don't turn as they go, they just go. They do all types of maneuvers in this world that you can't believe, even if you see it. 10. As for the likeness of their face, each had a human face. Okay, now they got a human face, right? And the followers do have a human-like face. Even the ones that look human, what they do, they shapeshift. But they're creatures. They were warning you. And they had her feet. That's a devil. Our people was warning us. That's why they put it in the scriptures, to warn you what they see, let you know these are devils. Therefore, had a face of a lion on the right side. And listen, the whole lion thing, I'll be talking about lion. Start with that, because that's actually a pagan thing. Why do you think I've been trying to get away from the whole lion symbol? If you notice, I've been trying to go back to our people, look at how they look, or to other symbols. Why? Because the lion has to do with Lilibeth. Look it up. On the right side, the forehead, the face of an ox. Come on, that's a devil. Come on, that's a devil, right? He's telling you what he's seeing inside the ships. These things are aboard the ship. He's seeing inside the windows of the ship, and they look like animals. But they got heads like humans, bodies like humans, and some of these things have what? Faces as an ox. Remember how they're mixing animals? Making new breeds of half human, half man, deities, making folks serve them as your kings. On the left side, and the forehead, the face of an eagle. Come on now. Now he's describing some of these ships to y'all as well. Such were the faces. So the ships had that, and the faces. Some of the faces had that. Now listen, these are describing devils, and their wings were spread out. Now he's talking about them now. Above each creator. Above each creature, although these dudes do create their own type of things too, if you didn't know, had 2 wings. So it's creatures. I thought, what y'all said, these were the ships of the Most High, though, right? But the Most High said those are rebels and the weapons of war. And they're arraying the weapons of war. He was calling them rebels when he made us, even probably before he made us. Why? Because they fight against the light. Why? They don't understand the light. Why? Because the light is unlimited. Who's the light? The creator. Ain't no flesh body coming down that's going to be the creator. That's the hijacker. They got y'all all dipped in it because y'all gulped it up like it was some hot soup on a sick day. Each of which touched the wings of another, well to cover their bodies. And each, why would they cover their bodies? Unless their bodies even look demonic, because they couldn't. Some of them couldn't shapeshift, but the ones that shapeshift had human faces, and the ones that did not shapeshift looked like creatures with human bodies. They're telling you this, and each went straight forward. Wherever the spirit went, that was in the ships would go. So wherever they thought to go, that's what happens. Because they have equipment that is attached that you can plug into your brain or telepathically control the ship. He's explained this to you in so many words. They went without turning as. They went, of course, it's a spaceship, as for the likeness of the living creatures. The creatures, not good guys, not the angels, not the creator's messengers. These are creatures, demons. That's why he said you have to eat for yourself. Come on, man. Don't be half-stepping. The appearance was like burning cloth of fire. Why is that? Oh, because the jinn live in fire. The jinn is fire. And they have bodies that don't look like fire sometimes too. Yeah. See, come on, y'all. You have to understand what you're reading. Get deep into this. Dig deep. That's why you have to do deep research. You can read those books, and the day you got to go off what them books saying and start researching what they telling you to get the whole truth. For like the appearance of what? Torches. Come on, moving to and fro. What does the devil do? Go to and fro the way he please until you have the Bible. So the devil snitching on himself right here. Those are devils in the ships among the living creatures. And the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth lightning. Come on, who got the lightning? Mr. Z, Mr. J, the devil. That's their deity, not ours. The devil's coming, and the living creatures detected to and fro, like the appearance of the lightning. Some of y'all will say, but the devil's thrown out of heaven. Yeah, he was, but a certain part of heaven, because the Bible said he was thrown what? To the furthest hell. Where's the furthest hell? Nuberu. What's coming for the Creator allows things to change? Nuberu. Who is behind Nuberu? What planet? Planet Y. What's on planet Y? Reptilian, Draco, demon race. The Anunnaki, fallen demons. They coming back for war, for revenge. And why? How could they do that? Because the devil got a contract and agreement with the Creator. Although the Creator don't like the contract, the Creator's gonna get us out of the situation. But you gotta be doing the Creator want. Now, what's the contract? He gonna administer punishment. Who? The devil. Why? Because the Creator's around too. Because the Creator had the devil as a good guy once. The devil turned bad on him. But he still have to keep his word because he can't lie. So what's he gonna do? He gonna judge and punish man for their sins. Don't sin. Follow the law, statute, commandments. Do what the Creator said and you'll be all right. Stop panicking. Just do the laws and His commandments, His word. Do what He told you to do, and you'll be protected. He didn't want to read the whole thing.
Again, before you say BP, what you're talking about is evil entities.
Oh, it is.
Hopi was telling me that they were not, and the Bible tells me that we have two types of beings that
now, he's explaining the bad guys. And now they're pretty sure there's some good guys. All right? But there's some bad guys too.
Appear on earth, or from wherever they come, whether it's underground as in Dulcet or in Revelation, whatever it is, as there are two. If not, Ezekiel was right.
These guys are talking about the bad guys, not the good guys.
But tomorrow night, guys, 7 p.m. Central on Blog Talk Radio, I'll put the link below. I'm going to go into this in a little more detail, and I'm going to take questions. Many of you have had the same experiences as I have. Maybe this one's a little different, but it's 100% true. But what I want to do is, unlike the way MUFON did me and the way that I was ignored again by some of the people that I mentioned, one of them was doing a book, Mr. Marzulli, and he knew who I was and ignored the story. Well, because it was beyond their narrative, beyond their comprehension, and 99% of the people that write these UFO stories are writing them from the experiences of other people. Most of them have never seen or experienced a UFO. And not, especially guys, let me say this, when you're going into that area to look for them, you put it out on the internet, hundreds of thousands of people know you're going there. Do you think that if someone with higher intelligence, a group of people like that, can't watch TV, you don't think they can keep up with the internet? Do you think possibly some of that technology came from them? They know. If you think Google knows what we're doing, imagine these beings. Go back to Tesla, go back to Germany. But not all of these are evil beings. And if you say that BP, you're lying, then you go to the Old Testament.
Yeah, not all of them are evil. But these guys talking about right here are evil. But not all of them are evil.
And you say that that's a lie, because there are benevolent beings that travel in this way. But again, I'll talk radio tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central. Don't miss it. I'm going to go into it, as I had a very extensive video on this, and one of the ones that were taken down. And something like this, when it happens, you will never forget it. You may never fully understand it in this earth body. But it happened to me. Again, thousands and thousands of people saw the event. We saw it and there's many people did in that same area of Goodyear, they saw it also. But the video following this is, again, the news documentation. I'm pretty sure it was CBS. But guys, there's no way that I would tell you something like this in these times. This is a heads up, guys. Be safe.
4 lights were in a rectangular shape and actually went into a triangle. Coming in the triangular shape now. The triangle is facing east. The point of the triangle, there's a blink there on the other light. Well, you know, when I first saw it, it was an angle coming in the triangular shape now. The triangle is facing east. The point of the triangle, there's a blink there on the other light. Well, you know, when I first saw it, I was kind of shaking a little bit with the camera because you just don't know what you're looking at. So it's a unique experience. But I hope tomorrow we'll have it identified and we'll laugh about it.
A large red advertising balloon hovers over North Phoenix, the same area where 4 mysterious red lights appeared Monday evening.
It was definitely unique. I'd never seen nothing like it before.
Bob Brown and his roommate took 40 pictures of the red lights, and they weren't alone in capturing the mysterious event.
My wife told me to grab my camera. She was out front.
Scott Cancelosi's video shows the lights slowly moving around each other just around 8 last night. For 15 minutes, residents were amazed as the red lights formed various shapes.
To be honest with you, I still don't believe what I saw last night.
Officials with the FAA, NORAD, and the Air Force say they can't explain what created the red images. Last night's sighting brings back eerie memories of a similar event in 1997 when a mile-wide V-shaped formation of lights hovered over the city. The Air Force identified them as flares used in a training mission